Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Four Signs Forever. Today I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Director's Map Generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 on the northeastern side of the map, and we'll end with Team 2 on the southwestern side of the map. Taking a look at Team 1. Let's go orange player in the south. We have Lenny Seco. Money for short. He is a Seraphim. He is a 2280 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game. Overall, to his north, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is the Aeon of Furcotia. He is a 2009 rated player. And last but not least, for Team 1 in Ruby Red, we have the Seraphim of Zawirzak. He is an 1848 rated, again, playing as a Seraphim. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 0 UEF, they have 0 Cybern, they have 1 Aeon, and 2 Seraphim. Taking a look at Team 2's northern player, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Hugh Janus. He is a Cybern for this match as a 1919 rated player. To his south, we have in Royal Blue, it is the UEF of Drimmer. He is a 2128 rated player. And last but not least, for Team 2 in Amethyst Purple, we have the Cybern of Orb. He is again Amethyst Purple as a 2135 rated. He is the highest rated player on Team 2, which means for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, 2 Cybern, 0 Aeon, and 0 Seraphim. So all of the factions are represented in the game, just not on each team. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation, currently sitting at 46,000 mass and reclaim. There is a lot to go around. Almost 8,000 mass per player. Lots and lots of mass to scoop up on the map. We see there's a huge section of it in the northwest corner. We also see kind of a very thinning out of reclaim, so it kind of goes, very, thicker up here, and it kind of goes thin, and then just kind of ends right about there. We do see 1,800 and 1,800 for Team 1 and Team 2 to grab, pretty much right outside of the players on the more northwestern sides of their lineup. There is, of course, a lack of reclaim in the water, which is unfortunate because you could have reclaim in the water, but it's just all on land. And there are no mexes in the water, which is also unfortunate because I feel like more maps could have that to make fighting over Navy be a little bit more, not interactive, but just more important because you get more, again, mass out of it. In terms of mexes on the map for players to grab, we'll take a look at Team 2 side of the map. Of course, due to the snow blindness that is snow maps with very light, glow-in-the-dark green-ish colorizations for the mexes, I've added them on the minimap, so hopefully everybody can see those a little bit easily. But we'll look at Team 2. There is a Trimex position here. There also is a Trimex position on this upper plateau to the north. There's also, is that a Trimex? That is another Trimex here. And then there is a grouping of mexes to the northwest for players to fight over there. With some mexes on the southern side, we already see Team 2's orb grabbed those. We do see he's also in the water now, trying to harass Team 1's Lonnie on the northeastern side. We do see transports have dropped off units onto that upper plateau for both teams, so both of them fighting over the reclaim up here, as well as just gaining a little bit more territory. We do see Team 1's Zawirzak try to do some damage, but the hill is the upper plateau is just a little bit too tall. You just can't seem to ride that right, unfortunately. In terms of player movements, he is, again, pretty much going in that northwest direction, but we do see that Hugh is moving in the more northern direction, going for that northwestern corner. Transports have also dropped off units in the northwest corner. None of them have been given orders from Zawirzak yet, but I do think Team 2 has it, at least for the time being. Eastern side, we do see not a lot of movement from Team 2's Drimmer. Same thing from Team 1's Furcotia. Looks like they're probably going to be the air players for this match. And no movement outbound from Team 1's Lunny. And we do see Team 2's orb is in the water. He might go for early torpedo to get some advantage with that Cybern commander, but we'll see if he ends up going that route. We do see a couple of subs harassing this nice little frigate from Team 1. That frigate's not having a good day today. North side, we do see that plateau still being bombarded by Team 2's forces. Well, they're dealing with it decently. We do see more and more units being just spammed out of those facilities to prevent Team 2's aggression, but there's more facilities being built for Team 2, still for Team 1 as well, but looks like the numbers are starting to favor Team 2, and it looks like it might just be a running over soon-ish, maybe. We'll see. In terms of running over, we do see Team 2 has grabbed the northwestern corner. Now they're starting to push in this vector. Team 1's Zwarzak might have to fall back to intercept, but he has gone for Navy as well, so we might try to attack Team 2 another way. There is no transfer of units between Navy and land like we see for the Cybern players on Team 2. Not as of yet, but at least they have access to it. So maybe we'll see some cruiser missiles, or maybe we'll just see some nice little sub-destroyers from Team 1. We do see Mantis and Thams getting into it. Again, the numbers are starting to favor Team 2 just by their sheer production value and amount from Team 2. We'll see if he can break through that upper plateau. Maybe, maybe not. Again, Zwarzak just trying to just get as much reclaim out of that upper plateau as he can. You can see he's just skating along the edge there, getting as much of that mass as possible. Team 1 is leading the mass game, both in the reclaim and in the mass per second game. Not by much in the reclaim, but a little bit more in terms of the mass per second. Team 1's Lunny dealing with a couple of units from Team 2. And I will note Team 2 now has both of the corners of the map, so starting to hew or hem in Team 1. Not great for them, but we'll see if they end up fighting back and maybe pushing in. Maybe they'll go a different route. Maybe they'll just go full Navy and conquer the middle of the map and forget the corners. We'll see. Team 1's Zwarzak does fall back out of the water just to get out of range of those slivers from Team 2. And they'll take out that facility. Team 1 South ISO is online, and they're focusing on the facility. It's focusing on the units, and I think that sub might win that engagement, considering one of those units is already almost dead. The other one is soon to fall behind it. Oh, yeah. Team 2, no. T2 Air is on. T2 Navy is underway here for Orb. And T2 Air is online for Drimmer. No T3 Air yet, but he might work on it here shortly. He has some nice hopes with Team 2's grabbing this upper plateau. Again, it is 3 mexes, but it does make a difference after a while. Those 3 mexes can turn into 6 mass, and they can turn into 18 mass, and it just scales from that. T2 land is online for Zwarzak. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get some units to transport themselves up there and kick back Team 2. Northeastern side, T3 Air has been started for Team 1, so T3 Air is going to be a feature of the game here shortly. Maybe early bomber from Team 2, maybe not. Sorry, from Team 1, maybe not. We'll just see what they're going up to. T2 Navy is done for Team 1's Lunny, and T2 Navy is also done for Team 2. Eastern side, Combi-Com action maybe has already occurred, but we do see it now has officially occurred, at least that the caster has noticed, between Lunny of Team 1 and Orb of Team 2. Orb is taking significant damage. Not looking good for him in terms of hit points. Definitely needs to go for Nano to recoup those losses. That is not looking good. Definitely a nice target for snipes for Team 1. And we do see Team 1's Zwarzak has fallen back and is now intercepting those units from Team 2's. Who's that? Is that Hugh? That's from Hugh, yeah. Actually, yeah, that is from Hugh. Anyway. We do see no other facilities up here in the upper plateau. I feel like getting some artillery, getting some PD, something up here to use that, height to his advantage would be very much nice. Again, it just annoys any sort of transport that may try to fly on by, air that may try to fly on by, just kind of being annoying for Team 1 more than anything else. We do see Forgotia has now fallen back. He left his main base and is now on his way back, I guess. We do see Destroyer versus Destroyer. And of course, this one from Team 1 trying to bob and weave. They sink underneath the surface just in time for its twin to come and say hi. And Looks like that destroyer might live to still... Yeah, might live to see another day. Cruiser online for Team 1 and T2 Navy for Team 2 is not looking good. And that cruiser might just be enough to drive that headquarters into a watery grave. And then we have another upper plateau seizure from Team 2. Transport immediately shot down, flies next to that ISIL. Unfortunate, but looks like they were just trying to drop onto Team 1's Zwire's position there. T3 air is done for Team 2. Team 1 is done for T3 as well. So both of them can now build bombers, gunships, and the like. Or at least as much as they want to. We do see Team 1 has pretty much claimed Navy. And yeah, they own it in the Northwest. So they definitely own it essentially 100% at this point. Not looking great for Team 2. Again, they're skirting the edges of the map. And Team 1 is taking the middle of the map. So it will determine how much Team 2 devotes to dealing with all these cruisers, because then those cruiser ranges are no joke. This is the range with which they can launch some nasty little missiles. And again, Team 2's Orbs base is right here on the shorelines. He's building TMD as we speak. He's building shielding. He's building a radar system just to make sure he's aware of the units nearby, but it's not looking good. The shield is down. PD is being targeted. Might need to swap those PD up for artillery. And now the TMD is being targeted, and that base for Orb is not looking good. We have some bombers inbound from Team 1's for Kotia. Then they go, nope, we're going home. Oh, nope, oh. Will they, won't they? Oh. Looks like they're going south for Orb's base. Maybe? No? Okay, well, I guess they go for no base, because they're going to get intercepted by Team 2. And there they all go. Don't know where those were headed or where they were going, but they were trying to go somewhere, I guess. You see eastern side couple of units making it past the front line for Team 1, eventually get bombed out of existence. We do see Team 1's Lenny has fallen back. He has the gun upgrade online, as well as the 1-star veterancy on board. Orb almost back up into the green. It's still working, but he hasn't taken any damage since, it looks like. So he's going to be moving out of range of all the nonsense. We do see his T2 land headquarters is now denied. Actually, that was T2 air headquarters, I believe. Yeah, that's T2 air. That's going to be unfortunate for him. He's going to be locked out of Navy, and that's his main base, so he's going to be locked out of mass for a while. That's going to be unfortunate for him. But Team 2 is leading the mass game overall at this point. It's about 30 to 40. But nothing super in Team 2's favor, especially with that section of mass now being eliminated. Was a little bit higher, of course, but that number is still rising, so maybe we'll see what's going on for Orb shortly. We do see Team 1's Warzax also kind of in a similar boat at only 20 mass a second. Is that power related? No, that is legitimate, just generated eco, and that's partly because he's lost a mech here, maybe a missile from Team 2 has come said hi to him, and he has built some Team D to protect himself. He has taken some damage, so that's unfortunate. He may have actually got hit by a missile, which we see them launching from over here. Nice little aloha. They say hello and then goodbye all at the same time. Transports drop off more units from Team 2's Drimmer, and it's actually not Drimmer, but Hugh. And it's just bombard. See a couple of Medusa. Not going to do a lot of work. They almost killed off a couple of... Well, they almost killed off this mech. A couple of other mass storages would be an easy repair, but that could have ended a lot worse for Team 1. The quick reactions by Foucaultia and his bombers. We see some bombers from him now bombing some TMD and some mexes and some engineers, just trying to scoop up mass for their families, just trying to make a living. And Team 1 says, nope, can't have that. Team 1 on the eastern side making a re-emergence and getting all the way essentially to that Trimex position that Team 2 had pretty early in the game, partly driven by the Navy and partly just also because he lost his base, so I guess also driven by Navy. We do see Orb has fallen back to this position, trying to get as much stuff as he can online. It's just not a great situation for him at this point in the game. We do see some cruisers just raining missiles down on this upper plateau from Team 2. And again, they have it for now. The problem is that they need more TMD, which they just don't have, and that's not going to help here shortly. And in the northwest, we do see Team 2 just trying to hold on. These are actually Drimmer's forces, not Hughes' forces. I thought those were Hughes, but his are up there. Transport inbound with a couple of Ilshis, it looks like, on board. Moving in to just harass Team 2 further on this northwestern side. So just poke and prod and annoy is the name of the game for Team 1. We do see a couple of Riptrides going after that transport. Don't know what that's necessarily going to do, but some facilities very far forward for reclaim purposes, I would presume. Slowly going to lose all the engineering support. We do see the fleet from Team 1 is actually shifted northward to assist with vacating Team 2 from that upper plateau. Ilshu being dealt with from Team 1. One of them is gone. The other one will be dead here shortly. Team 1 PD going to rip it apart. Ilshu going to try to take out as many units with him as he can, but he walks right next to it, and there he goes. But he got a couple veterancy for it, so hey, there's that. Team 1, T2 Air online for Looney, or Lunny, depending on how you pronounce it, and T2 Navy not going for T3 yet for Team 1. Maybe they go for T3, we'll see. T3 Air, of course, has been online for a little bit, and they're expanding as we speak. And on the southwestern side, Team 2, not as expandy as much as Team 1, but he does have a decent amount of engineers supporting the main facility. T3 Air also online for his next door neighbor of Hugh, so both of them in the air game there, which might help with production and maybe fight back Team 1 in that regard. Team 1 in the eco situation now jumped ahead. They're sitting at 620 to 580, so about 40-ish mass in their favor. Nothing too crazy again, but every little bit makes a difference. Ras being built on Lunny's comm, so that way he can really just juice that eco into his veins. He might go for ARAS to even further juice it. And now Team 1 has landed troops once again on the upper plateau. Is now claiming this for their own TMD being built. Mass extractors being built just to immediately start benefiting from that position. And we're at 21 minutes on the clock. T2 engineering suite being built on Drimmer's comm just to maybe expedite some construction in his main base. And Orb trying to fight back. Again, he's fallen back to this position. Maybe he should... I mean, I feel like maybe he should go for torpedo, but maybe not. There's not a lot of destroyers or subs online for Team 1, but there is enough to be concerning. So maybe not anyone have to actually walk into the water to use the torpedo, and they're kind of sitting right there, so probably not the best idea. Gun has been started for Orb, though, so there is that. Barely any combi-com action in this game. Pretty much everybody's staying back for the most part. Hughes up here in the northwest, kind of in a similar boat that we see Zwarzak. Team 2's Drimmer, again, kind of in the same position, not necessarily, but in that same vein as Frakotia. And then Lunny, essentially in the same position as Orb, just one's in the water and owns Navy, and the other one is on land and doesn't own it. Transport shot down. Team 1 really trying to use those transports and annoy Team 2, but some of them have gotten through and some of them have not. We do see those cruisers still causing some havoc, but not as much as they were. Yes, Team 2 did own the upper plateau, and there was a couple of mexes there, a couple of other mexes dotted around, but realistically, the cruisers really haven't honed in on one target, which I guess they're doing now. TMD has been built on a couple of different locations, so realistically, those cruisers are just there for AA, and that's really about it. Spy plane going down for Team 2. This is what Team 2 can see for Team 1 side of the map. So they know about all the headquarters, and they know where 2 of the 3 commanders are. Team 1, this is what they know. They don't know where any of the commanders for Team 2 are, bar a nuke that was started from Team 2. How far along is that? Not done yet, so Team 1 has plenty of time to try to rush an SMD together. We do see Hugh building some hives up here. Don't know what he's doing with all those, but he's doing something. Maybe he's going to build a monkey there. That would be my guess. Maybe crash onto his Wirezack's front line. That'd be probably the best use. Wipe a player off the board and then try to get just further into Team 1's territory. Southeastern side, we do see those cruisers now shift the targets going after Orb again. He's just trying to come back in the game. He's just getting bombarded by Team 1. That Navy's not being kind to him this game. And T3 Air is now online for Lunny, and he's going for his SMD, and he's going to load it immediately. I think that actually beat the Nuke's construction. No, I did. Or if it did, it was barely. But I do think the SMD for Team 1 will finish, at least for Lenny, will finish before the Nuke is loaded, fires, and then lands. We do see Foucault going for... He has T2 already. He's going for T3 now. Now he's going for RAS and then probably ARAS after that. We don't see any SMDs online. Zwarzek has fallen back. Western side, no Monkey Lord yet, but that's still a lot of hives. Maybe he'll go for Crab, but I don't know. Maybe I feel like it might be a little. Well, it's not that early for Crab. He might skip the Monkey Lord, but I feel like Monkey Lord he can get online and then push because there's not a lot of units. Honestly, there's not a lot of land units being built by anybody. It's very much a you have your side of the map and we have our side of the map and we'll just eco and then call it a day. We build some ASFs and we'll shoot you with some cruisers and that's still about it. We do see a lot of Team 1 spam in the hover department for Lunny though, so he is producing a decent amount of units, at least land that way. T3 land being built kind of in a weird front line corner out of the way position on the map, but hey, at least it has some PD protection. It's probably going to produce some Othams here shortly, or just T3 engineers first. That might be a better bet just to get some more pigeons online. And we do see the land invasion is inbound. Lots of engineers. We do see a lot of Zooey as well, again, trying to just saturate the environment. We do see Orb just bob and weave, bob and weave, bob and weave, gun online. He has 1-star veterancy, and he's just trying to dodge all those missiles. He's going to get hit by a couple of them just because they're shooting where he was, not where he is. And so he's going to walk back to where he was. We do see a couple of Wagners coming in to assist as well. That'll thin out those Team 1 numbers quite a bit. We do see a Team 1 land facility now online for Team 1s, for Kotia, just to annoy Team 2 as much as possible. We do see some artillery up here. Looks like some Gunther shooting at that nice little shield position here. There's a PD emplacement, flak, and a TMD. I like the mixture of defenses there. Would like to see maybe one more shield because it is pretty far forward, but there is a shield at a bare minimum, so there is that. We do see Orb getting closer and closer. T2 land going immediately for T3, so really trying to build Harbingers on the front line. We'll see if that ends up netting Team 1 a success or a victory. Success or failure. Don't really know. It's one of those situations where if they can produce the units very quickly, it might make a difference. A couple of destroyers were able to shoot at Orb's commander. He's almost at 3-star event. And they are producing sniper bots, I think. And we do see a couple of shots inbound from a... Is that a missile launcher? Yeah, it's a missile launcher from Team 2. Nuke is outbound. It's going for the air grid. SMD. Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh, come. Oh, that was close. Ooh, that was, it was... He was like, please load, please load, please load, please load, please load. And it did. It did load. But unfortunately, another nuke is inbound. And guess where it's going? And there's not going to be an SMD to stop him this time. He could change target, to be fair, but I don't think so. 28 minutes on the clock, and no one is dead yet. But once that nuke is loaded, I feel like it's going to fire immediately. Yep, it's going to fire immediately. And is it going to the same place? It's going to the same place. That is probably one of the closest timing I've ever seen for the SMD to load and then fire before the nuke lands. But I guess it did reach. I think it was right above the shielding. And he knows he's not going to finish it in time. You see in the north gun splash started for Zwarzek. He has gun and nano. Does he have advanced nano? He does have advanced nano online, so lots of hit points to play with. Might be looking to snipe an experimental or something. Nothing out of that yet. Just ARAS, not ARAS, but Rask boys. Nuke goes for the air grid, doesn't go for the comm. And he's going to get a lot of value out of this. Kills off almost the entire air grid. Kaboom! Still has the T3 air headquarters, though, so he still has that to play with. But unfortunately, that is a lot of air facilities dead, and that nuke killed off a lot of mass. Even if you consider the first nuke that was shot down, it's still 35,000 plus average, which is very, very good for nukes. We do see Team D. It's, they're being a buzzkill for Team 1, but they're getting the job done for Team 2. Not the best TMD, of course, in my opinion, but at least it works.
Strategic launch detected.
And another nuke inbound from Team 2. Not from the same person, it's from Drimmer. And Team 2 is just letting those nukes fly. It's going to land at the SMD. Now the question is will that one load in time? I don't know, because there is that one over there. That one also isn't loaded. Team 1, where are your SMDs besides the one that's here? Chicken Online here for money as well. And Battleship also. We do see Team 1's for Kocha kind of just moving into a really just leave me alone position. Nuke will land. And that'll be a nice wiping of at least a couple of mixes. Come on! Wipes that out. Wipes those two and the SMD out. There's still the backup one here. And it looks like they're going to build another one just to keep passively loading more SMDs. Team 2 is aware of that one. They're aware of that one as well. So they are aware of where they are on the map. Or at least that they exist. Whether or not they're aware of where they are on the map is a different story. But this chicken and a battleship, not going to be fun for Team 2. Fat Boy is being built. It's going to take a minute to finish that, but they're pretty close to finishing it, though. We do see in the north no experimentals yet that I've noticed. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Just attack this vector, but looks like nobody really wants to fight there for whatever reason. And at the bare minimum, the chicken will wipe out the TMD, and then the cruisers will take it from there. Fat Boy is soon to be online, and Team 2 really needs a direct fire weapon system experimental. Fat Boy is nice, but it's not going to really punch the power that they need sooner rather than later. We do see one Ravager was built, but that'll help out a little bit, but not a lot. A couple of Authams going to help assist him as well. And Chicken is losing hit points. It's going to drop maybe into the yellow, maybe, but more units are inbound, and I don't think that's going to happen. We do see Fat Boy is done. Chicken making the orders to go this way. Actually, those are comments made by Lunny, or some draws made by Lunny. He's just saying, I'm going this way. Maybe just to sync up on where the ASF need to be. But a nice little T3 gunship just slowly whittling away those Chicken's hit points. Now, another couple of gunships inbound, and Team 1 and Team 2 really want to have an air fight, but they really don't want the other one to win it, of course, especially with Team 1 having so little air producing facilities at this point. If Team 2 wins it, that could be a huge, huge win, but Chicken is going to just demolish a chunk of this air grid. Definitely want to protect that nuke at all costs at a bare minimum. And if Team 1 and Team 2 can trade in terms of the air facilities, I think that's what Team 1 is hoping for. Chicken will get pretty close to the air grid. Didn't actually blow up as many P-gens as I thought. And that might have actually helped cause his own death, but Team 3 air headquarters will be fine. A couple more Authams are inbound. Another facility is gone, but Ionstorm will wipe out maybe one or two more facilities for Team 2, but not by much. On the eastern side, we do see Team 1 just slowly nipping away at Team 2's eastern front. We do see Orb with his comm, and a brick is inbound just to say, no, you can't come this way, go home. And SACUs, a decent amount of them spanned up. They are the Rambo presets with 400 mass, and not mass a second, hit points a second regen. Just insane regen in this game with those things. It's huge. It's more than the annoying, very tanky Seraphim commander, where you can have, I think it's 250 is what their max is, I think. Chicken inbound, looks like it's going to go to here and then stop and then go that way. And then we see another nuke inbound. There is an SMD that should be loaded by now. Second one is built. Third one is built. Fourth, fifth, and sixth are built. Another nuke inbound. It's going to nuke at the same location, saying no SMDs for Team 2. Sorry, for Team 1. And they're not going after this position, which is a little interesting because I feel like this is the... Oh, there's artillery now. Well, that might be a cause for focus on that position. Chicken's going to wipe out this little bank of artillery and PD, but the gunships have been built since the last Chicken, and they're going to help thin that hit point count out quite nicely. Did the SMD already get taken out? Yes, it did. And no more SMDs, at least in that location for Team 1. And of course, as always, wipes out all three of them. T3 air quarters is still fine. Not really expanding in the air grid anymore. Looks like maybe focusing on artillery, I guess. But Kotsiak building it just a bunch of PGens, just all over the place. And that western front, not looking good. They could try to not try to one-tap the comm, but trying to kill off the comm with all the regen on board. It might be enough to just blitz them down, but maybe not. We do see artillery is done. Chicken is going to be built once again. Horse is just sitting over here from Team 2's orb, just hanging out. And looks like the nuke is targeted shielding being built to deal with it. Shielding also protecting Drimmer. Looks like he also got hit by one. 2 Fat Boys online, scooping up the chicken, I presume, here shortly. Team 1, 1.5k mass versus Team 2's 1,000. So a 3-2 advantage for Team 1 in terms of eco. That's a lot. Did I do that math right? Yeah, I did it right. Yeah, or if they have 50% more. That's also another way to put that. In terms of total reclaim, Team 2, barely in the lead, but again, at total mass accrued at over 200,000 mass more, yeah, it's definitely a lot. Like how just a couple of Medusa got close to the shielding. I am kind of interested about why Team 2 is focusing all on those SMDs when there's an artillery here, there's the T3 headquarters here for the Navy, and Team 2, they don't know the artillery is there, they do know the SMD is there, they do know all the other stuff is there, so I feel like that's just, you could put it right there and it blows up the everything, but maybe they're focused on other endeavors, which is probably true, but I just don't know what those endeavors necessarily are. I don't see any game enders that I've noticed. I don't see any artillery of their own, just 2 nukes. And artillery starting to share in terms of the nice little walkway, so Drimmer or anybody else can just walk back and forth with relatively no issue. Nuke is almost reloaded. This nuke is reloaded. And I still am concerned that Team 2 not trying to attack that loony position over there in the southeast, because I feel like that's just going to be a thorn in their side, and it's only going to get more annoying, especially with another artillery started. I feel like that's just, I don't know, just leaving a problem to fester, and it just gets worse and worse. Zwarzak doing a very good job of holding off Team 2's advances. Just tons of SSUs being thrown at this, and they haven't broken through yet. Zwarzak's at 4-star vet. He's sitting at 244 mass a second in terms of regen. And now we see T2 PD being built, tickling the comm. But again, that's tickling a commander who has a lot of regen. So good luck doing that. 37 minutes in climbing. Ooh, the splash. The splash is really just eating those hit points alive for those SACUs. And then one actually just dies straight up like that. That's gotta hurt. That's another SACU off the board. Now the nuke's going for Team 2. That one is still alive. That one's still alive. Satellite being built, so UEF doing UEF things. Always like to see that. For those of you who don't like satellites, I do get the annoyance. They are kind of a easy way to be like, I'm just going to shoot at that stuff and not have to worry about them shooting back at me. But again, there is the downside where if you blow up the station, then you blow up the satellite. So there is that. Another nuke outbound. Still not outbound for money. I feel like that's such a missed opportunity from Team 2. They could, again, it's 2 nukes. They can easily double up on them and just constantly launch them until they blow it up. But like I said, just feel like such a missed opportunity. No SMD over here. Granted, Zwarzak's been distracted with all the everything, and now his T3 landing quarters is not going to have a fun time. Oh, we do see a chicken is online for him. And SAC is moving in. Lots of is that miasma? Is that what's shooting at it? It looks like that's miasma. And those units are being EMP'd, so T3 units are not immune to EMP. They're just resistant to other forms of EMP, like the Loyalist secondary weapons. But look at this chicken just rip apart all these SACUs. It is taking significant damage, though, from them, so that is something to consider. And that chicken is down. Those SACUs will pretty much move out of range before the Ion Storm activates. Maybe one of them will get singed, but they got to keep moving, and they're moving. Comm, again, has to be a little bit worried because it can be hit by its own Ion Storm, but not too much, though. It's not like an enemy Ion Storm. That'd be different. And we do see Orb is defeated by Lunny over here in the south. 38 minutes on the clock. Looks like he got ran over. He got swarmed by Volthus and just got ripped apart there. So first calm kill of the game goes to Team 1, dropping this to a 3v2 in Team 1's favor. Zarzak continuing to try to hold back these SACUs from Team 2, and the chicken is going to get defeated, and that's partly due to all the regen, and those comms can start splitting that damage between them all and really try to stay alive. But that comm is really out for those SACUs' lives, though. They will not stop, and he says, I will stop you. Satellite over top of the artillery from Team 1. We have 1, 2, and 3 of them online. So 3 artillery versus a couple of shielding. Not looking good that way. Second satellite online for Team 2. And Nuke is online. It's being fired as we speak. Still not firing at Lunny. You have 2 artillery pieces roughly right next to one another. And you have a whole bunch of look, you have 2 T3 artilleries. You have the comm, and obviously we know he's there. They don't know he's there. T3 naval headquarters, T3 air headquarters, all right in this nice little environment. And I guess technically they do have that. Oh, they might be able to see him if they hover over him for a little bit, but I feel like that's such a missed opportunity. And they went for the artillery piece that's on its own. And again, adjacency does not work unless you give the P-gens over, or whatever it's giving the adjacency over to the player. So in this case, the adjacency does not work. So you have to give over the P-gens as well. Just food for thought. Artillery bombarding Drimmer's base. It's looking good. He's losing all of his P-gens, and he's trying to keep that shield online. That's fine for now, but it's not too great. 40 minutes on the clock. Zarzak has fallen back, and those SSUs still causing havoc for Team 1. They're going all around the artillery piece, which is interesting. Gunships are inbound as well. I don't know if Team 1... Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze. Team 1 has prepped AA defenses, but it is not looking good. And those SSUs are inbound for that T3 air headquarters, and that will not survive much longer. And those gunships just waiting to be given the order. Shielding is down around the artillery piece. Shields are popping on and offline at this point. Satellite was recharging, so that's a missed opportunity. But SMD is being targeted, so hey, there's that. And that one was loaded, so that's a little bit of an unfortunate situation for Team 1. There is 1 SMD here and 1 SMD here, and that is it. If Team 1 could wipe out both of them, they could wipe out that entire section of the map, and it just leaves this, which again, they could have tried to wipe out that sooner, but now there's going to be a 3rd artillery piece here for Team 1 for Looney. It's going to be 4 in total on the map. Shield being heavily assisted by engineers. It's staying online. Needs more shielding though. Nuke to the north is being hit a little bit. And it's about reloaded. SMD is down. SSUs are kind of just sitting there now. That's a little unfortunate. We have spearheads moving in, just wipe out lines of PD. We have gunships over here to the north just hanging out. Nuke is inbound. SMD is being focused down, and there is no SMD loaded, which means that is going to go up in flames. And SSU is being wiped out by GC. That's unfortunate. That GC will rip those things apart. The chicken will as well, but with the GC's additional hit points versus the chicken, it's not a fun engagement. And we have gunships inbound to Looney's mexes down here in the east. And here comes the nuke. Wipes out a ton of P-gens, including, of course, the artillery piece. And that's pretty much Prokochia's base. ASFs are inbound for the gunships. The gunships are going to get ripped apart, though. They're not restorers. They don't have the AA weapons like they do, even the whalers, and they're just going to get ripped apart. They're targeting the shielding, which is fine, but don't know if that was worth the gunships, though. But, you know, They had to target something to be able to shoot at something, but the nuke from Team 2 is exposed. Shields pop back online. This nuke down here still loading. 291,000 mass. This one from you at 81. Or is that? Yeah, it's 81,000. I can read. I promise. And Nuke is inbound to wipe out the remainder of Fococia's base. There it is. So essentially, he's knocked out of the game. Still has a couple of, GC, a couple of experimentals running around. Those are transferred over to him, so he can micro those. You guys are insane. Well played, says Orb. Team 1 now still has 3 artillery pieces online. Strat bombers inbound. No idea where those are going. Oh, and Team 1's player Fococcia gets killed off by Drimmer's SACU. Just walks up to him and says hi. So first goal of the game for Team 2's side of the map goes to Drimmer. And as a note, Zwarzak has his comm, and that's it. And now everything else on the map is owned by Looney. Team 1's highest rated player. Strats are they're gonna move. They're gonna go for it. I mean, they might as well at this point. Team 2 and Team 1 don't really have a lot of air, respectively. And that nuke is almost gone. That nuke is almost gone in terms of shielding around it. I'm kind of surprised they don't focus on the other one first. Strat bombers are inbound just to weaken the shields even further. Ooh, but those shielding are being regen pretty darn quickly. More strats are inbound. That might be enough to overwhelm the shielding. Drimmer moves into the other shielding block. And there goes a... Oh, no, the shields come back online. Oh, no, and they're offline again. The main shield is down. I repeat, the main shield is down. That is not looking good. Strap bombers still inbound for that Novax. They're going to wipe out the first of the 2 Novaxes. Main shield emplacement is down. And that is not looking good for Team 2's long-range weaponry. There's only 1 SMD here. It's 5 loaded pretty much. And that nuke almost died. That nuke is close to dying as well. Team 2 needs more shielding, needs more salt, and there goes the other satellite. And that's not looking good for Team 2. Chicken being taken up by SACUs. GC also gone. It's going to be a fight to the finish. If Team 2 can overwhelm all around, that might work. I am kind of surprised they're not sending forces east and then north to try to maybe pincer them or even just distract that way, but it looks like it's artillery central for Team 1's lineage. Just going to keep doing it. Another SMD is built. That's probably smart. That's not probably smart. That is smart. And Nuke is still alive, but not looking too good. Nuke is loaded, ready to go, though. Needs to fire it sooner rather than later. This nuke up here, half loaded, ready for another one. So it's getting close, but I mean, Team 1 has, what, 3, almost 4 artillery pieces now, and they still haven't cracked that shielding. That goes to the assistance potential of the engineers from Team 2. Just assist, assist, assist. That shield came online at the right time, and it's just a, plug the holes up as much as you can in the boat, and hopefully the water doesn't, flood you enough to kill you, essentially, or sink you. Oh, that one's going to come online here shortly. That one is down, but, that shield is now offline again. There it is. There goes the nuke from Drimmer. And 47 minutes on the clock leaves just one more nuke launcher for Team 2. And in the north, I don't know if all those SACs are going to be worth it at this point. There's a chicken inbound, tons of cruisers still just bombarding the incoming aggression from Team 2. It's 2-2 games. Zwarzak at 3 mass a second with Lunny at 1.2, Team 2 at 900, and the second nuke is offline. Unless Team 2 has a hidden nuke or hidden something somewhere, it's not going to be a fun day for them for the rest of the match. 48 minutes on the clock, and it's just artillery bombardment at this point. I just don't think, unless again, there's something up here that I haven't noticed. Nope, nothing up there. Explosion. SACU dies over here to the north. Our chicken just ripping it apart. Cruiser missiles just being negated by zappers. SACU is trying to bob and weave. You can see that region keeps them alive a little bit longer, but the overwhelming firepower does eventually break through. But once the SACUs are in position, as long as they can get in and around the chicken, they have the best engagement point. But if the chicken can kind of just wall itself off like it can, just say, you can't get behind me, those SACUs have nowhere to go. And yeah, and not great. We do see Team 1's Warzak just popped onto land. Again, advanced nano region with Splash going after Fat Boys, and that Fat Boy might have a rude awakening here shortly. Warzak's still alive. Not looking too great, but he's still alive. Chicken was eventually defeated, but look at all the SACUs that are dead now. It's essentially that next batch, and that artillery just bombarded Hugh. He has nothing. I mean, he has a couple of hives left, to be honest. He's still producing SACUs, but that base is just not there anymore. 49 minutes and climbing. Team 2, pretty much that's the main facility now. Bug is online. I don't know if that's going to really be worth it. Donut's coming online. There is a Monkey Lord. It's going to need to hide underneath the surface of the water again because those chickens are going to beat it up. And speaking of beating up, it's gone. It's dead. That would have been a nice trick to kill off the SMD and launch a nuke in and call it a day. But now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery pieces online. Yeah, don't think it's going anywhere else. SACUs to the north. We have Team 1 Zooey just being EMP'd by T3 SACUs. They can't hope to kill off those SACUs because they just have so much hit points and regen compared to them. Doesn't even matter. And southwestern side Drimmer looks like he's being focused down. Don't know if Team 1, they don't know where he is. They're just shooting at clumps of stuff from Team 2. And it's not really going well for Team 2. I feel like it's just kind of the last gasps of air before the drowning overtakes them. 2 bugs online though, so that might do something if the ASFs are not nearby. Tons of torp launches because why not? And but Donut is almost done here for Team 1. That's going to finish here momentarily. We have a crab, a couple of fat boys. So Team 2 still has some stuff, but they just don't have long-range stuff, and that's kind of what they're really in desperate need of. Now we have all the stuff over here being bombarded by artillery. SACU is being swarmed by Authams and chickens and whatnot. That's not fun for those SACUs or for the Authams. About a host or so of an order of Authams or so, but it's not going to do so well against the SACUs because the SACUs can EMP, so if you can get a group of Authams together and just constantly EMP them, then they're not going to do any damage. You have Hugh running away from the artillery, 52 minutes and climbing. We have a group of forces down here, some bricks running over some mexes here for Team 1, 1.3 to 700. Still in favor of Team 1. Omni is gone, and everything else around it was there. Another donut has been started, because why not? Where'd those bugs go? They're still over there. Is there another bug being built? There's another bug being built. Looks like Drimmer's going to think about just bombarding the artillery. But even if the artillery is taken out, I mean, we still have donuts being built by Lenny. We still have all the eco that he has. We still have the GCs and the Yothothas to the north. There's still a lot of firepower on the ground. It's far away from Team 2 for now, but it's just one of those things of, yes, the artillery is very, very annoying and definitely helped Team 1 win the game. At least at this point, unless Team 2 pulls a miracle out of their hats or something. T2 Naval Headquarters, because why not? Upgrading to T3, because also why not for Zwarzak? He's just spending mass at this point. And SAC is being destroyed up here to the north. Chicken and Yothothas running them over. 54 minutes and climbing. Still, I just don't know. Some players would probably have left by now. Some players, like these ones, just want to play till the last. drop of strength, which I don't blame them. But that's a lot of artillery, and it's just unless there was something being built, that's a lot. Is that five? That's five artillery pieces now. Are they building number six? No, that's another chicken. Lots of yellow dots just sailing around the map. Oh, the bug producing facility. There's three of them now. And I was like, please get hit. I was like, watch the artillery. Oh, 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 oh. No, they haven't been hit yet by the artillery, but it was close. 55 minutes in climbing. We have Fat Boy being chased down by experimentals. Team two's Hugh is over here to the west. Drimmer, where is Drimmer? Where did he run off to? Oh, he's down here. I see him. He's in some nice little shield grid. Continental's trying to protect him, but I don't think that's going to work. 56 minutes in climbing. Where are those bugs going? I have no idea. And even if Team 2 gets something meaningful out of them, there's still everything. Another donut's coming online. He's just spending mass to spend mass. He just doesn't care what he builds it with. Just spend it like it's going out of style. This base for you is going down. And bugs are inbound. They kill off some mexes, but again, it's one of those, is it even going to be worth it at this point? Yeah, you wipe out a couple of T3 mexes, but those ASFs will come after you. Donuts are going to hunt down bugs. Usually it's the other way around, I thought. As the artillery, nope, hasn't killed off Trimmer yet. He's still hanging out there. Bug's going to engage the donuts, but it's not going to go anywhere because they can't target them. There's one bug. There's two bugs. There is some, there is some AA on the Soul Rippers, to be fair. But I just don't think it's gonna matter. And, yep, there's one. And two is not gonna last much longer. Or actually, three is not gonna last much longer. But they're probably gonna teleport out of here after that. Very soon, I would surmise nano repair started here for Hugh. Maybe cloaking, because why not? And Team 2 does recall 58 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. Team 1 wins the game with 4 donuts, 5 artillery peaches, and a partridge and a pear tree. And I do think the fixation, very well played. Lenny, again, very well played. He got left alone. He won Navy. And then Team 2 was like, nah, it's fine. We'll just leave him alone. And he was like, okay, that's fine. He built artillery and he just kept going and going and going, and then he won with it. All the focusing on going after these SMDs. I mean, yeah, they wiped out the entire northern section, to be fair. And then Focotia was eventually defeated, but I feel like they just kind of left a huge target in the east and kind of just didn't do anything. Oh, look, there's now a sub bomber. Look at that. All 3 air experimentals were built in one game. Look at that. But anyway, just didn't feel like that was a missed opportunity. Only one SMD. They could have overwhelmed it at the time, like they were doing over here to the north. But yeah, I feel like once they got the air grid, they should have been, oh, let's move over to another player, another base. But they just kept attacking the same base. So I don't know. Maybe they had some snow blindness, but who knows? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will see all of you in the next one.